And boom, finally, we are live.
Finally.
How you doing, man? Some tech issues today or what?
Yeah. It's part of the day-to-day life in what we do. So hopefully everyone can join us and have some fun with us today because we have something very special for you guys.
Yes, sir. It's gonna be fun. Cool. So let me just try to get everything sorted here. So here's what I want to do. If people are visiting the kind of web page and not the YouTube page, you can see on the video on the bottom right, it says YouTube. So you can head over to the YouTube page, and that way we'll be able to chat with you today. We had some issues with the chat, but that's, again, things that happen. So for those of you guys that can't chat, feel free to say hello. If you're on the, if you're in the live chat, feel free to say hello. Let us know where you are joining us from. We'd love to know. I was looking at the map just before we got on. There were a bunch of people just waiting to get on. And to be honest, man, it looked like we were covering the whole world. So I'm pretty excited to jump into this.
Yeah, real quick, guys, let you know where you at right now in the world. From the previous webinars, I remember we had people from all over. So really interested to know where you guys at right now. Oh, we have people from Canada. Ottawa, you're very close to me, my man.
Yes, sir. It looks like the Canadians always show up. Yamil is here. Nice to meet you. From Virginia Beach. I've actually been there, believe it or not. Man, I always find, like, when we do these live webinars, people come from all over the world, and somehow randomly I've been to that place, which is cool. Boston, I've been to Boston many times.
Well, Robert, you're a world traveler. You're a world traveler.
Yes, sir. Listen, let's not beat around the bush too much. I don't want to be one of those guys who's like, hey, let's wait for 48 minutes before people join the webinar. Let's just, I hate that. First like, boom, Los Angeles, Midlands, Madrid, Brazil here. Ooh, thanks for the value.
Madrid is in the house.
Yeah, Andrew, Layla, Yuan, Joa. I'm butchering some names here, but that's okay. All right, guys, no more beating around the bush. Let's get into it.
All right.
Let's do it. Listen, again, it's not our first webinar. It's probably not your first webinar. I'm sure a lot of you guys that are here today, you've consumed a lot of information out there, but you haven't really been able to get to where you want. And I want to tell you, it's probably not your fault. And I'm really hoping to give you whatever you need today on this webinar. So another thing I want to bring up before we get into it is, if you've been kind of concerned with your ability to start and run a profitable online business, I know a lot of people that are watching already have a business. If you're concerned about kind of your ability to smash it, or if you're concerned about, when it comes to chatbots specifically, about how to build them and how to sell them, maybe you just need the right people to kind of explain it to you. So that's what Johnny and I are here to do today. Another thing I'm curious about is, are you sick of just convincing people to buy from you? I mean, I'm sure Johnny can relate too. I think so. I mean, I've tried to sell things in the past where it just felt like I was running uphill, like it didn't matter. I thought the product or the service was great, but I would tell people about it and they'd be like, yeah, that's kind of cool. Like, we'll get back to you. But, it was just super tiring to just kind of, it almost felt like I was jamming products and services down people's throats. And I just want to tell you, if you're sick of that, I'm really excited to talk to you about chatbots, because I've never sold anything that, one, sells as easily as it does. And when you show it to people, I mean, Johnny, you've seen the reaction that people have when you show them, not just the stuff that we cover on this webinar, but when you show a potential client or something, just the reaction. What have you seen as far as that goes?
Like, honestly, man, I had people like screaming at me, like, I can't believe this is real. Yeah. And, some of my clients, they just feel like they're in the future right now. Like, but this is not a movie. This is reality. This is happening right now. And like you said, the easiest sell. People are just super excited about this technology.
Yes, sir. Also, I want to talk about some of you that may be suspicious. We're not stupid. And some people get on a webinar and they're like, hey, this is just going to be a massive sales pitch. And I just wanted to address the elephant in the room and let you know that we do have something to offer at the end of the webinar. The way this works is we're gonna just bombard you with value. And later on in the webinar, I'll give you a little warning. If you want to just take the value and go on with your day, that's totally fine. And if you want to stick around and listen to what we have to offer, that's cool too. It'll be totally up to you, and we'll let you know when that time comes. Fair enough?
Well, yeah.
All right. Finally, if you dream of just being debt-free and being able to travel the world, or taking care of your loved ones, I really, really, really know that chatbots could be the opportunity to do that. And I'm going to share everything I know about them, and I'm going to share exactly why this is the thing that can help you with that, and exactly why now is the time to get in on it. Because as the great Wayne Gretzky said, I skate to where the puck is going to be, not where it is. So that's kind of the underlying theme here of chatbots. So yeah, listen, our goal here today is to want to help two types of people, because we know there are two types of people that show up to this webinar. Some of you got companies, you just want to build a bot for your own business. And some of you would like to not just do that, but perhaps actually sell bots to other companies. So we want to cover, both of those things. And our goal is to help you get freedom by jumping on this chatbot opportunity. And I've underlined the jumping here because, again, with the Wayne Gretzky quote, I really, really know that the earlier people are getting on this, the better off you're going to be in the future. And I'll be sharing some of my own personal stories about that, which will kind of show you why that's the case. And look, if you're staying till the end with us today, we want to bribe you a little bit. To give you a quick background story about where this bribe comes from. I run another business since 5 years back. It's going to do about $250,000 in sales this year, but it's almost completely automated. So all the sales come in without having a salesperson. We barely talk to people. Sometimes we'll have to answer an email or something, but people find our website and they buy, a $1,500 product. And so I've been tweaking a website for years to be able to get it to that stage. And then I've created a chatbot agency version of that website. And so we want to give you that template if you stay till the end. So I've actually used that template myself, and I've been able to sell a chatbot totally automated doing like that, using that exact template. And let me tell you, selling something completely on autopilot is a totally different story than like convincing somebody in person. So the fact that I was able to do that so quickly just kind of goes to show, how effective this can be. So
how much would you price this template at?
Well, look, man.
If somebody asked you to build this template from scratch right now for him, how much would you price it?
Well, look, it's going to do 250 grand this year. So call it an even 500K. You can have it.
There you go. So guys, if you stay till the end, you're going to get it.
Massive bribe. Johnny, how excited are you? 1 to 10.
Oh man, 55 right now, because this is, like I said, that's how excited I am. Like, for me, when I started internet marketing, the thing that I was the most concerned about is how can I afford the lifestyle that I want? Like, how can I afford traveling? How can I afford, not slaving my days off in my day job of doom and all this crap. And once in a while, there's come an opportunity. And for me, it was my Facebook agency. And right now there's a new opportunity. So guys, listen carefully. If you want to really take advantage and get the freedom lifestyle, this is one of the ways right now. We're going to talk about it right now.
Yes, sir. So I need to go into a bit of a brief history about, I guess, more on the business that I touched on already. And you're going to see later on in the webinar how this kind of ties into you and this opportunity for you. So my name's Robert Nikelius. I'm from Sweden originally. And I've kind of lived all over the place. Here's a little picture of me and my girlfriend. And so yeah, like I said, I grew up in Sweden, but I've lived all over in Japan, US, Australia. I live in Poland at the moment. And so I kind of had this, I was really lucky, right? I had this kind of cool, childhood where when I was 16, we moved to Japan and I went to an international school, and, I had all these international friends and we were traveling and stuff. And then after university, I moved back to Sweden, and then things got really, really boring. I started working in a corporate job, and that's when it was really like, man, is this all that life has to offer? I was absolutely hating it. And you've heard people tell a similar version of that story many, many times over, because it's so common, right? And I'm sure a lot of you guys that are here today can relate to that. So for me, I just wanted, for the best way I could define it was like a laptop lifestyle. Being able to literally pick up my laptop and travel, whenever, wherever, didn't have to tell anybody, just being able to do that at any time I wanted. That's what I wanted. So yeah, what happened was I wanted a laptop lifestyle. I bought a course for $2,000, which at the time was a shitload of money. And I started building this automated business that's going to do, again, somewhere between $200,000 and $250,000 this year. And obviously that didn't happen overnight. I'm not going to kind of lie to you and say that it was easy. It definitely wasn't, especially because I'm not naturally good at any of this stuff. It didn't, I got some friends, man, who just, they make sales, without having to do anything. It just seems like it comes to them effortlessly. And I was just not one of those people. But yeah, I managed to build my my automated business, and I kind of got my freedom. I was able to travel around. I even moved to Poland now. So obviously, like, I moved to another country and just, picked up my laptop and did that. So that was cool, But as with anything, you have a mountain to climb, you climb that mountain, and then you're kind of looking for the next thing. Like, what's the next mountain to climb? And for me, that's just like, well, how do I extend that freedom? Because, now I'm in a serious relationship, and it's like, it's cool to have freedom for me, but I also need it for the rest of my family, and my girlfriend. Like, we've been talking about it lately, actually, like the winters here in, I guess you could call it Central or Eastern Europe, they're pretty brutal, man. And I just don't like them. I want to go to Spain and I want some sun. And I'm only going to be able to do that if all of us have freedom, not just myself, because if my girlfriend has a corporate job, then we can't just pick up our stuff and go. So that was kind of the thing for me, and just being set up for life. And I think that's when all this chatbot stuff really kind of came into play, because what happened was I have my business, right? I created a chatbot for my business, and then I created a YouTube tutorial showing people how to set up just a quick chatbot. Somebody found that video, reached out to me and said, hey, can you make me one of those? And I sold them a chatbot for about $600. And that's, so I put accidental client here because I literally wasn't out there looking. He came to me, and I didn't intend on selling them to others. Yeah, he became my first client. And that's when I started, one of the things that I've learned in business is if you have something that's working, do more of that thing. So I looked at his business and I started asking him, do you know any other people that might need this? And then I started, without asking him, I started looking at what other businesses are exactly like his or similar to his that I can reach out to and, try to sell it to them. And that's when I was really like, holy crap, this chatbot stuff sells like really anything I've ever sold before. So kind of quickly, my plan became to start offering these chatbots to other businesses, and, especially those that wanted to kind of take advantage of the high open rates and the click-through rate. So that was kind of the main thing that got everybody's attention about chatbots. But as we're going to dig into later in this webinar, there's so much more to these chatbots than the marketing stuff. So I don't want to bore you with my story much longer, but in a nutshell, I almost felt bad because it was so easy to sell those first couple of clients, and the work was quite easy, but it was super effective, right? So they would get, one of my clients had 500 subscribers like within 7 days, and he reached like 97% of them when he sent out a broadcast.
Amazing.
So yeah, man. And I made a little challenge. I got my girlfriend her dream MacBook for her birthday, just using money that I literally made like from 3 weeks of selling chatbots, which was kind of a cool little thing. Because, getting started is always the hardest part, right? Like once you have some momentum, things become kind of increasingly easier. But getting started is always the most difficult part. So I was just so elated and excited about just how quickly I got up and running with that. So I kind of felt like I found a gold mine, found this new opportunity. So yeah, super exciting for me, and I hope super exciting for you guys, because obviously I don't just want to sit here and talk about myself today. I want to talk about what this really has to do with you. But I've talked to hundreds of entrepreneurs. I've been coaching entrepreneurs for years, and the number one kind of common theme that I keep seeing is people start a business, right? They struggle like crazy to get clients, and eventually the uphill is just too much, and they just throw in the towel. They just think, I can't do this anymore. And by the way, if anybody can relate to that, please drop a little yes that I can relate in the chat, because that was certainly the case for myself, and I'll be sharing more about that later on as well. But my question is, what if you had 12 clients in your first 2 months? You know, what if you started a new business where you literally went from not knowing what it was to selling 12 people and delivering to 12 people on that thing within 2 months? I mean, to me, that was just mind blowing because of all the, you know, I tried so many other different businesses. And like I touched on before, it was just so difficult to jam the products and services down people's throats. So, you know, what if you knew exactly how to pitch it, who needs it, exactly how to build it? What if you kind of had this business in a box? You know, that's basically the reason why I'm asking is that's what we want to give you guys today. So who wants to know how to build bots and sell them? I know Johnny wants to.
Yeah, I just wrote in the chat. I want to. I want to.
But it's funny, like when you and I started talking about it, you were just as excited about as everybody else, because I kind of went on it first, and I was telling you about all the clients that I had and all the results that I was producing, you know, for myself and for the people, and you were like your head was exploding as much as the people were doing, you know, when we presented this webinar in the past and things like that.
Absolutely crazy. Like when you told me what you're doing, I just, okay, I gotta let anyone I know, I gotta let them know about what you're doing. Like, and that's what I did basically.
Yeah, convinced me to make this damn webinar.
There you go.
Phil wants to know. Very cool. All right, look, we got 3 little secrets that we want to share with you today. The first secret is how to build a profitable chatbot agency without doing the work yourself. This is something that I'm kind of a master at. Secret number 2, how to build a bot for any business in under 15 minutes without programming skills. I'm going to do it live today. And secret number 3, how to land your first chatbot client today and why every business is going to be using them. So that's what we're covering here today. Hope everyone's pumped. It definitely looks that way in the chat. And let's dig into secret number 1. So how to build a profitable chatbot agency without doing all the work yourself. So this little picture here, and this is kind of a sentimental picture for me because this is a I almost forget what it's called, a vision board. This is a vision board that I created in 2012 when I quit my job and started my first online business. This was kind of an illustration of all the things that I wanted in my life, you know, girlfriend, being in shape, travel, adventure, a white Audi. I mean, we do have a white Audi now. We don't have the R8, but we're getting there. We've got a nice kitchen. So like a lot of the things, it's funny to look at this now because a lot of the things have come true that was on this. So I quit my job in 2012, right? I told you guys all I wanted was that laptop lifestyle, and that's what I was going after. And I made this little vision board to kind of motivate me. And this is a photo. So I'm from Sweden. This is in Swedish. This is a picture of my first client. It was such a big deal to me that I took a picture because what I started selling was websites. Again, I was in this course that was teaching people how to start. A bunch of people were doing websites. I said, okay, cool, let's do it. And so I started offering websites. I definitely struggled, and eventually I got a client when I was so fed up with not getting results that I literally started walking into stores every day saying, hey, do you guys need a website? Like that was my pitch, which illustrates as well how shitty of a salesperson I was. I literally just said, hey, do you guys need a website? And, I was able to sell one, but I learned quickly how competitive that kind of website design industry was already. And the cool thing was, though, in that course that I joined, yes, a lot of people were selling websites, but some of the guys in there, they were selling animated videos, and they were having some success with it. My only problem was I didn't really know how to do that. Like I can't animate, and that was, I could build a website, but I couldn't animate, so that was kind of holding me back a little. But I decided, let's try these videos thing, because the reason why, by the way, is that I switched was I saw the success of other people, but also I personally like to have a project, like create a project with a client and have it finish, and then like you don't work on it anymore. With websites, there's kind of recurring stuff all the time. People come back and they need this, they need that. So that's why I switched originally. So it was a combination of seeing the opportunity and also just I wanted projects to finish when they finished, so to speak. So what happened was I was very early in the Swedish market. Nobody else was really selling videos of this kind. And for that reason, I was this big fish in a small pond. it was quite easy for me to sell. And like I've told you guys, I was a shitty salesperson, but I was able to sell video after video simply because of a lack of competition. Not because I was like better than people, or not because I was a superior salesman, literally just because of the lack of competition. So, I was in a smaller market, but that lack of competition was, enough to kind of get me going. And what I learned as well, which is what we're kind of the underlying thing I want to get to here, is that I didn't know how to animate. And that turned out to be even better, because what happened was I got other people to do that work for me. And then I just focused on getting the sales. So yeah, I saw some success there in a similar fashion that I saw early success with the chatbots. And at that time in 2013, early 2013, I decided, videos is going to be my ticket to freedom. I'm going to outsource the workload. I'll just get the clients. And yeah, like the weird thing is, well, I almost felt dishonest that I would go to a meeting, I would sit down and say, oh yeah, we make videos and blah, blah, blah. And then I would get the client, and then I would outsource the work, which is totally absurd that would feel, dishonest in any way. I mean, it's no different than how any other company operates in the world, right? You got salespeople, and then you got other people who deliver on the thing that they sell. So it was just a mental thing in my head, but I want to bring it up because I think people can relate to that as well. It's just a weird feeling, but yeah. So, to me, that was kind of a big mental shift, and just realizing that it was okay for me to get sales and kind of have other people do the work for me. And I love this picture because it kind of illustrates that laptop lifestyle. It's like, oh, he achieved the dream. So yeah, I did end up kind of successfully building that business that's going to do, again, somewhere between $200,000 and $250,000 this year. And I work about 1 hour per week in that business. I've automated the sales. I've got, a team who handles everything. I don't even talk to clients anymore. So it really gave me that freedom that I wanted. I don't work for anybody else anymore. I wake up every day doing work that I enjoy. And like I told you guys earlier, I moved to another country. I was meant to stay here for 2 months, and I ended up staying for 3 years and met my girlfriend, and now I just love it here. So, the reason why I'm telling all of this was jumping on that opportunity to build a video business, which it was new. There was a lack of competition, but also I didn't, know how to do it. All those things turned out to be ingredients of why this business succeeded, even when I was a terrible, terrible salesman. And that's where all this, ties into the chatbots, because a lot of those ingredients you're going to find in this chatbot opportunity. So this allowed me to travel, enjoy new countries, and move to a new country. And now you've got the same exact opportunity. So that kind of I wanted to give you that backstory to give you a flavor of why this chatbot thing is such an opportunity. And now I kind of want to transition a little bit and talk to you more specifically and more practically about what this whole thing is and why it's so big. I've been rambling, Johnny. How you doing over there?
Well, I'm enjoying what you're saying, man. How are you guys? Are you guys enjoying what's happening so far? Let us know in the comments.
Looks like that way. Looks like we've just been joined from Singapore here as well.
How you doing, Alexandra?
Some people are here. They know a lot about chatbots, and some people are like, I'm not even sure what it is. So the reason why I want to talk about this for a moment, even if you are kind of up to speed, is like I was touching on earlier. The reason most of us I guess the reason why chatbots got most of our attention was because we heard about the marketing, right? Johnny, you heard about, the the open rates and the click-through rates and how easy it was to get subscribers and all that. Is that fair? Is that what kind of got your attention?
Yeah, definitely. It's been, that's been the biggest key, and it's been all over right now. Like, if you haven't heard about it, then you've been sleeping.
Yeah. So, and that's cool, right? So it's, you could basically summarize it saying that it's kind of, you could do the same things that you can do with email, but it's about 4 times as effective right now. And that's cool. And that's really good for, like we send out a link for people to come watch this webinar using our bot, and it just performs so much better than the email. Like, we use both, but there's a clear difference as far as the results from the bot. So
it's uncomparable right now at the moment.
So, and that's super cool, right? But, you and I are both pretty smart as far as like we can see trends and we know how kind of internet marketing works. And we're not going to be surprised if the open rates go down a little bit, the click-through rates go down a little bit. People are going to abuse the system. It doesn't mean it's not going to be effective, but that's going to happen, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. Probably. The cool thing is there's this whole other thing that's going to happen with chatbots, and people haven't even realized it yet, man. And I'm just so happy that we know about this now and that we can share it with you guys on the webinar, because the masses, like, your friend Joey, who you went to high school with, who's not really into internet marketing, he's not going to know about that until like a year or 2 years from now, when everybody is using it. And what I'm talking about here is you're basically going to be able to build apps inside of, and I'm not, let me rephrase that. You can, and people have already built apps inside of Facebook Messenger. And I made kind of an example here, and I'm putting it on the screen. So, one example would be I could create an app or a bot, that goes on a hotel's Facebook page. I could check into that hotel. I go up to my hotel room. There's a little code there, a little messenger code. I could scan that code and it says, hey, Robert, welcome to room 1213 of the Hilton in Maui. How can we help you? And from there, I could do things like, order room service. I could kind of check out. I could get more information about, the breakfast, like what hours and things like that. I could tell them that I want my room cleaned at 10 a.m. And that could send an email to the front desk saying the guy in room 1213 wants his email cleaned at 10 a.m. All these really cool things. So if you imagine all of the places out there that have their own apps that nobody really wants to download, all of those apps are going to be, not all of them, but many of those apps are going to be able to function, if you reprogram them, inside of Messenger. And it's a huge deal because you don't have to go download another app. And that's a much bigger deal than people think. So that's really cool, right? That's just one aspect of it. Another thing that's going to happen is you're going to be able to walk into a cafe. There might be a big line there. Rather than going standing in line, you go sit down at your table, you pull up their menu. Again, you scan a little code, and you scan the exact code of the coffee you want. You pay for it right inside of Messenger, and 4 minutes later, this little barista named Manuel from Spain with a mustache shows up with your espresso. But you know what I'm saying? It's like we're going to be saving time with this, and any type of technology that saves us time is going to win. So again, the marketing stuff is super cool, but the whole other aspect of like building apps and being able to pay for things, go into a stadium, watching a football game, sitting in your seat and ordering a hot dog from your seat and paying for it right there, and having somebody run up to you with your hot dog, a couple of minutes later, that's all going to happen. So we're just going to have these like crazy use cases, and they're just going to keep getting better and better and better. So that's super cool. And
man, just hearing you talking about this is absolutely blowing my mind. Like, it's just crazy.
Isn't it funny? Like every time we talk about this, we get kind of re-excited about this whole chatbot future and what's going to happen.
How can you not? Especially after seeing how Facebook is pushing this thing. Like they want it to be everywhere, man.
Oh yeah.
And Facebook, they can make it happen. They're making it happen already.
Yeah, and we're going to actually dig into that some more, because some people are afraid that this is a fad, and we're definitely going to disprove that. So I just wanted to kind of talk you through quickly one more use case that's really, really useful. And Johnny, you are definitely more of a salesperson than I am, and you've told me several times that one of the number one problems that people do in sales is they spend time talking to people who are not potential buyers. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's, my cousin, he's in the building here with me, the office building that we're working. And just, I've been talking with him because I've been doing internet marketing, and, I have different problems, but talking with, a business owner like him, he tells me that he spends so much time with people that are, not qualified to be his clients, just to figure out that they are not qualified. Like this is his biggest pain point right now.
Yeah. So this is another use case that's super easy to do, and it's super useful for a lot of businesses. So this is actually an example of one of my clients where We're just qualifying leads. We're asking them a few questions to make sure that we're not going to waste our time on somebody who doesn't qualify for the thing that we're selling. And I personally did a similar thing in my business where I was hiring a project manager, and rather than just getting everyone to send in their application and me having to read through 100 applications, what if I could just read through 20 applications? So I asked, 10 questions, and I just kind of weeded out the people that I didn't want applying in the first place. And I only sent the link to apply for the job to the people that answered the questions the way I wanted. And
game changer.
Super, super, super useful. So again, it's about saving us time, right? It's a huge, huge thing. So this is all super cool, right? And then recently, Facebook has added another thing. And Johnny, you've been pretty excited about this new live chat thing. So, you were messaging me. You're like, dude, this is a game changer. Like, what? You don't even realize what's going to happen to local businesses and anybody with a website. So, what are your thoughts on this new live chat feature?
Yeah, guys. So here's the thing. I've been running agency for over a year now. Facebook ads, strictly Facebook ads agency, and I've been kind of blowing up with my agency, and I always look for a way to kind of overcome my competition, and I've been doing it recently with like just jumping on chatbots and offer it for my local business clients and closing them so easily. Actually, we had somebody writing right now in the chat that he sold a chatbot without knowing how to build one, which is,
I love that.
It makes me laugh because it's so easy to actually sell those chatbots right now. But here's the thing. I had some problems with certain clients, let's say like plumbers, on clients like that chatbots didn't make sense to them really because they didn't have really engaged fan pages and, all this stuff. But with the recent Facebook update that now you can put a messenger chatbot chat on the website. So a client can go to a website and can talk with your bot on the website. The bot can sell him on the website. The bot can qualify him on the website. The bot can give him all the information on the website without him having to even talk with your client. This changes everything because now I can explain my plumber client why he needs a chatbot. Now I can explain all those type of clients that don't really engage on Facebook. I can explain to them why they need this chatbot right now because of this update. This changes everything for agency owners.
Yeah, so that's super cool. And another thing is, like you were kind of touching on the bot aspect of it all, which is super cool because again, it can qualify your leads, it can answer their frequently asked questions right on the website. But you can also do live chat, and live chat is one of those things that, number one of my friends who runs a really successful business, 7-figure business, he said that live chat was a game changer for his business and it really increases conversion. And number two, you can live chat with people, right? So you don't have to buy live chat software anymore. So not only are you going to save people time, but you're going to save the people that are already paying for it. You're going to be able to save them money as well. So that's just another little argument for why this is super useful, So I'm really pumped about that whole aspect as well. So super cool stuff, really. And that's gonna, here's the cool thing, by the way, guys. Anytime somebody interacts with your bot, I don't know if you know this, they are subscribed.
Amazing. That's it.
And it sounds like it's kind of too good to be true. It sounds like that's you doing it black hat or like you're doing that illegally, but this is totally legitimate. Anybody who interacts with your bot, they become subscribed to it, and now you're able to send them messages inside of Messenger. And I mean, Johnny and I have been sending messages to our audience with a 92% open rate, which is just absolutely insane.
This is just, it changes everything because they don't even need to input their email address anymore. They just talk with your bot one time and that's it.
Yeah. So yeah, super cool stuff. Dude, let's talk real quick about this because so many people have brought it up to me that I want to just take a few moments to, I want to educate you guys so that you can educate when you go out and get your clients too, because some of your clients are going to have this concern. So I just want to share with you. I've heard this countless times. This is a fad. Facebook are going to ban bots. And I'm just like, are you crazy? Facebook created these bots. Why would they ban them? Okay, so I just want to give you a few things to think about as far as this concern goes. Do you guys remember, first of all, when the Messenger app came out in 2011? I remember I was super confused because at that time, you could send messages to people the way you do in Messenger now, You could do it in the normal Facebook app. So when the standalone Messenger app came out, it didn't really make sense. Like there was no value added whatsoever by having a standalone app. All we had to do was download another app, and people were kind of furious about it. But I think the point of all this is this has been the plan for a very long time. The reason why they created another app was they needed to build it. They needed to build an app that had the kind of platform, the infrastructure to manage something like these bots. Also, if this was a test, they wouldn't roll it out worldwide. You know, a Swedish guy who lives in Poland would not be able to build a bot right now if they were testing it. You know, these social media platforms, they test new features all the time, but when they do, it's a very localized test. And if they try something that they don't like, they don't roll it out worldwide. So those are kind of two things to think about. But the main thing at the end of the day, they're going to make money by having this. The more messages are sent inside of Messenger, the more time people are going to be spending in there. They're already starting to serve advertisements inside of the Messenger app. And every time Facebook is allowed to serve one more impression of an advertisement, they make more money. So Facebook is a great company, but you know, they're not some saint company whose only mission is truly to connect people. They're a publicly traded company. It's their responsibility to turn a profit. So think about that when somebody comes up to you and says, oh, they're going to ban it. Absolutely no way. And to kind of wrap up my few arguments here about why this is not true, Facebook is replicating something that's already happened in China. There's something called WeChat, and Facebook has seen the success that they have with WeChat, and they're really just trying to replicate something that somebody else has done before them. And that's a really smart move, right? So this is not some test that they're just hoping that it works, and if it doesn't, then they'll roll it back. That's just not the way that it's going to go down. So, yeah. And ultimately, as we've touched on here, chatbots are going to transform a lot of businesses. Again, you go to a cafe, you can pay for stuff. You go to a stadium, you go to a restaurant. You can walk in a restaurant, you can pull up the menu with pictures and, you know, calorie. They could put, that's cool, actually. I never thought about that. They could have all the calorie stuff and like more information about what's in every dish. And on demand, you could just gather as much info as you want. You could order, and, you know, they don't have to have those annoying iPads and stuff anymore. You can just bring your own phone and make it happen. So a lot of businesses are going to benefit from this, and that's why we want to get in on this and start selling it. Because I mean, who here doesn't wish that they started a web design company in 1996 when everybody was debating whether the internet was a fad or not? Some people started web design agencies that are now making, you know, probably hundreds of millions every year. So it's pretty interesting. Great stuff. I'm excited again, as always happens. Let's talk about secret number 2, how to build a bot for any business in under 15 minutes without programming skills. So some of the most common bots are, you know, Johnny, did you try my quiz bot yet? I don't think you did.
I didn't try it yet.
So one of the things that bots are great for is collecting leads, right? So either you collect the lead by just, you know, delivering a lead magnet, and they're subscribed to your bot by doing that. And I'm kind of taking it next level, and I've created this quiz, and I'm going to show it to you guys when it's finished. But it's absolutely awesome, and I think it's going to be super, super engaging, and people are going to love it, and they're going to share it, and it's going to be great for our business. So that's one aspect of it. One of the other, you know, these are kind of the reason why I put these here. These are types of bots that any business could use it for, because some of the, you know, we talked about the restaurant and cafe, like that's kind of topical, but these types of bots anybody could have. So another one, frequently asked questions. What are your open hours? How does your process work? Things like that. Not having to waste time answering the same questions over and over again. And we talked about the lead qualifying. That's another one that could really save us a bunch of time. So, you know, I want to actually jump in and build a bot real quick, just to kind of show you guys how easy it can be. And let's have some little fun here.
Let's do it.
Johnny's so excited that he just can't hide it. All right.
No way I'm hiding it.
Let me just pull up the old. So we use ChatFuel, guys. We're big fans of ChatFuel. The way I see it is there's a big debate all the time about, do I use Chatfuel? Do I use ManyChat? Look, it doesn't matter. Just pick one and go, okay? They're both great. They both do the same thing. I like Chatfuel. It's free. It allows me to do everything that I need to do. That's all I have to say about it. Look, let's build a quick bot. So let's say I wanted to build a bot that was going to invite somebody to my webinar. So let's call this webinar invitation. And I might say, this is a message that I want to send to people later. So I'll say, would you like to join our live webinar this Thursday? And then I'll put a button here that says, yes, sign me up. Does this sound familiar to you guys? And then I'll put webinar confirmation, and this will create another block. So these are called blocks. And so if you click this button, it'll take you to the webinar confirmation. And now I want to do something that we do in email marketing, which is called tagging. Here it's called a user attribute. So I'm going to set kind of webinar. I'll create a variable called webinar, and I'll just set the value of something like registered. And this is cool because this will allow me to kind of create autoresponders and things of that nature. So if somebody does register for my webinar, I'll be able to send them specific messages that only send to the people that actually signed up for the webinar. So I'll do that, and I'll put a little text here saying, great, you have been registered. Cool. So do you guys want to test it? Let's maybe do that. I'm going to, let's just cover this whole thing right here. People are always sneaking a peek. I'm going to pull up the, and I want to show you guys what it looks like in Messenger. Just gonna try to hide my messages. You never know what comes in. Live, anything can happen live, right?
Anything will happen live.
Yeah, but what's that saying? Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. It's like Murphy's Law.
I like this sexy robot, green robot that you put there, man.
Yeah.
When I think about chatbots, that's what I think about, this green robot right there.
Is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
So here we go. So I just entered it here, and don't mind this stuff. This is from previous tests. So I clicked on the, the link to our bot, and as you can see, here's a message that I created. Would you like to join our live webinar this Thursday? Yes, sign me up. Great, you've been registered. So now we know that not only have I registered, but now the system also kind of tagged me as somebody who registered. So now let's go and do a broadcast. I just want to show you guys this because this is pretty awesome. So I'm going to set up a user filter, and I'll send this message to anybody whose webinar variable equals registered. Hey, testing. So as you can see, just one user, and that's obviously me. So I'm going to send that message right now, and it should show up inside of Messenger. Here we go. Hey, test. So I just wanted to show you guys that because it illustrates how easy it can be to build bots. Some of you guys are not interested in doing that, but yeah, that's how easy it can be. So we've had great success with that, getting webinar signups and also getting people to show up to the webinar because we're sending out a message. And
you know what's crazy? It's like it's like you're producing Photoshop results, but it's easy to make as like using Windows Paint, if it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? The stuff you can do with bots are so incredible, and the fact that it's so easy to do is just absolutely mind-blowing.
You don't really have to have some massive skill set. You just need to be able to think somewhat logically and drag and drop some stuff, and that will take you pretty far.
Amazing. Thanks God for technology, or thanks whoever it is that
Exactly. Some people are thinking I'm not tech savvy. Obviously, we just kind of showed you guys that you don't really have to be. And I've been able, I'm pretty tech savvy, but I've built some kind of elaborate bots, and all that goes into it is some thinking. Like my quiz bot, for example, I just had to spend some time thinking about certain problems. And most of the bots that we build, they're pretty damn simple, and you don't even have to think that much at all. But even like kind of the more complex stuff, I really enjoy it because it's kind of like mathematical problems almost. And yeah, there's no code. You can write code if you want, but you can totally build the same bots using these drag and drop services. And Chatfuel is free, and it's really good for agencies, by the way. That is one thing that I do prefer with Chatfuel over ManyChat, is how agency friendly it is at the moment. So that's cool. And some of you guys are thinking, I don't want to build bots at all. I just want to sell them. And obviously, as I showed you guys, I've been running a successful animation company without having to animate anything for years. So you don't, you can be as clueless as this old senior citizen man who, doesn't have a clue about profitable chatbot agencies or anything of that nature. And some might even argue that it's even better if you don't know how to build them and you just sell them, because that will kind of force you to have somebody else do the work. And that will allow you, to focus on the sales, and it will also open up your day more, so you can get some of that freedom of, being able to travel, or once you are actually traveling, that you're actually enjoying your day. I mean, I've been in a situation where I had my business, but I would go travel, but I still had to be at the computer all the time and do work all the time. And that was just because I didn't set up my systems correctly. And this is one of those businesses that will allow you to not just travel, but actually like travel and enjoy it, not just spend all your time in front of the computer. So you definitely don't need to know how to build a chatbot in order to create a profitable chatbot agency. All right. I'm loving it. Secret number 3, how to land your first chatbot client today. Who wants to know how to get your first chatbot client today? Boom. And to be honest with you guys, why every business will use them, we've already answered that, if you ask me. So again, this is kind of an illustration of the freedom kind of aspect that I was able to achieve with my with my first business. And I wanted more, right? So as far as my chatbot business goes, I had one client, and I wanted to kind of go all in on this, and I wanted to get freedom, again, not just for myself, but for my girlfriend. And so what happened was, here at the top, you can see that's my one client. And what I wanted was just more and more and more clients. So, the first problem that most businesses have is that there's not enough sales. And I was thinking about it, I told you guys earlier, I got my first client kind of accidentally, and I thought about, okay, how do I get more, right? And I thought about, okay, well, let's do more of what's already working. So again, I reached out to that guy who I sold my first bot to. He referred me some people. I also was able to find a website that had emails to people who ran the exact same business as he did. So I started cold emailing those people. I sold another 2 bots. But I was also kind of struggling with how to pitch it, what to say. These are things that you learn as you go. But as I was, again, being a bad salesman, as I was pitching these people, I kept getting more and more clients. And that's when I really had that kind of epiphany of, wow, this chatbot thing is really the easiest thing that I've ever tried to sell before. So I went from the top and to the bottom. And after that, right, so I started reaching out to the same exact channels as I got the first guy, or, I started cold emailing. And then I started thinking, okay, so I've done the cold email. What other channels can I use to try to get people? So I started doing everything, man. I started direct messaging people on Facebook. I told friends about it. I would keep an eye out in Facebook groups and things like that. And as I mentioned before, I almost kind of felt bad at how easy it was sometimes to not get the clients, but to deliver to the clients. Like a lot of times, some of the bots that you're going to sell, they're very similar if you sell it to one client and then you sell it to the next client. So you can work with this kind of template. You can customize it. So, sometimes I would sell a $600 bot and it would literally be like 15 minutes of work. And I was like, oh man, did I overcharge for that? And then the clients would be like, oh my God, I love it. I made my money back in like 3 days. And then I'm like, well, that's awesome for both of us, So
right. If they're happy, that's all that matters.
Yeah, absolutely. We both, won from that. So, what happened was and I touched on this earlier, I got 12 new clients in just, the first couple of weeks there. And again, I've never done that in any type of business before. I've tried to sell a bunch of things, and nothing has really been kind of as frictionless as trying to sell those. So, the sad thing for me is like anytime you're starting a business, there's obviously a lot of things that you have to do. And I was running this automated business that was running on 1 hour per week. And all of a sudden I had a bunch of work to do because I saw this opportunity. I just could not pass this up because I know exactly how big this is going to get, even in the future. So this really confirmed my, what would you say, my belief that this was going to be big. The fact that I had 12 clients in the first 2 months, that really, really confirmed to me that this thing is as good of an opportunity as you'll ever find as far as creating a successful kind of internet business, and having that laptop lifestyle. So, my point here as well is chatbot clients are all around you, man. Like we've kind of covered some use cases, and, Johnny was talking about plumbers. We talked about restaurants and cafes, and a lot of, and this is something we'll touch on later, by the way, like who are the best clients to go after right now. But there's chatbot clients everywhere. And, some of them are just in need of a very simple bot. Some of them are more complicated. But, we've touched on why every business is going to need them. But effectively, at the end of the day, they're going to save us time. They're going to bring in more money for a lot of businesses, because the more leads you have, the better off your business is gonna do. So let's talk about who is a good client. The first thing I want to touch on is, any business that's already active on Facebook. You could still say that we are relatively early in this whole journey of chatbots. Not everybody is aware about them. For that reason alone, people that are already active on Facebook is going to have a little bit better understanding and a bit of a they're going to be warmed up a little bit more. So if they're already active on Facebook, that's a good place to start as far as going after people. Local businesses can benefit hugely from this. You take a spa, a hotel, a restaurant. I think health and wellness is going to be a really good niche, because, if you combine this with Facebook ads, and this is what Johnny's good at, if you come up with an offer, let's say you go to a spa, or let's go to a spa. Let's say they offer massages. And let's say you got this crazy offer, like come in for a 15-minute massage, and it's like $9, and you create a Facebook ad for it. You run people into the bot. The bot says, hey, would you like to accept this offer? They click yes. The bot says, cool, there's only 10 of these available. Call right now to reserve your spot. And you put a little button there so they could literally make a call from Messenger, and they'll call in, they'll reserve a spot, and people start showing up to the spa. And here's the thing.
I actually would like to add something. It's really important. You guys know that if you run a Facebook agency, we've been using funnels, which funnel account can cost anywhere from $97 to $297. But the cool thing about Messenger bots is you can actually use Messenger bot, and you don't have to use funnels. Like you don't have to use a ClickFunnels. And I have I'm always saying, yeah, you need ClickFunnels for other stuff. But I have students that don't use ClickFunnels anymore. They just use those Messenger bots. They save money on funnels. And the whole process works just as good, which is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it's even less friction. And you and I even did that. The first time we ran this webinar, we got 500 people to sign up without a funnel, without even advertising. We just used our Facebook group, and we got people into the bot, and people signed up. So that was awesome.
There you go.
But the last thing I wanted to touch on, local businesses, and Johnny knows this firsthand.
Yes.
They don't know what the hell they're doing, man. Look, somebody who owns a spa is good at whatever they do at a spa. They don't know about marketing. Okay, people who run restaurants, the vast majority of them, they got no clue about marketing. They got no clue on how do you get people to show up to my restaurant. They got no clue. And that's where we can really, really help. And if there's one skill set you want to have, it's like being able to produce, people kind of walking into your shop, right? So that's why it's so valuable, this stuff.
Exactly.
So those, by the way, guys, are good places to start. But you could look at any type of local business that could use more people coming into their shops. Facebook group owners, I think, are very good. I say we because both Johnny and I run pretty successful Facebook groups. And we've already got an audience. So anytime you get somebody who's already got an audience, and I might as well bring up the influencers, slash celebrities here as well. Anybody's already got an audience, they're gonna absolutely crush it with a Facebook bot. So I'm actually starting to build bots for celebrities without getting paid for it, and reaching out to them in hopes that one of them will say, yes, we want to use your bot. It doesn't hurt, right? Somebody's going to be building bots for these celebrities. And the cool thing is, like, this whole chatbot community is so small already. Like, there's a guy hanging around, and I added him as a friend on Facebook the other day, who built Katy Perry's bot. And he's just there and hanging out and like sharing knowledge and stuff. It's pretty cool, right? Like, it's a small community, and we know that celebrities, people with an audience, such as Facebook group owners and influencers, they can really, really benefit from it because they've already got the audience. So it's very easy to kind of funnel the attention into the bot and do something with that.
Yeah, it changed a lot of actually how I run my group. Since chatbots have, come in, just a massive effect on how I run my groups, how I interact with my audience. It changed a lot. So definitely group owners, they need bots, even if they don't know it. That's a great opportunity right there.
Absolutely. And again, eventually, everyone, it's still early. The people that get in now, let's just say that you started a chatbot agency today, and let's say you were just going at it for, let's say, 2 years. And in 2 years, when everybody's asking for it, and you've got a 2-year track record, and somebody started a week before, they're going to be choosing you, right? So I'm not saying it takes 2 years to see results. I'm saying the earlier you get started, the better off you're going to be in the future, because the more track record you're going to have. And like I was touching on earlier, the hardest part is getting started. As you keep going, the easier things get. So those are good places to start. And we're going to share with you exactly what to do now to get your first client. I just wanted to answer one of the questions that came up because I thought it was really relevant. So Yamil asks, is the bot one and done? Then the client manages it, or would you charge them a monthly ongoing fees like a Facebook ad agency? So I like this question because the truth is you could go either way. And the way I see it is, that's the difference. Those two bots, like the set it and forget it compared to the ongoing one, those are the differences between a $300 or a $500 bot and a $3,000 bot. So it doesn't automatically mean that the $3,000 bot is better, because it depends what kind of life you want. You have to kind of reverse engineer, like, what are you looking for? Because you might just be happy with 4 clients who are paying you $2,500 a month, and you got 10 grand and you don't have to worry about it. And if you lose one, then maybe you have to do some work and get another one, but maybe you're happy with that. And on the other side, you might be happy with, creating these kind of 15-minute bots that, cost $500, but it's 15 minutes of work and then you're done. It depends on what you're ultimately trying to achieve. And it depends on what kind of person are you. I like these kind of set it and forget it projects. Like, I like that. So there's no right or wrong. It depends on what you're trying to achieve and what kind of person you are. Hope that answered this question. And guys, let us share with you how you can get your first client today. We call this the free trial method. Look, the easiest way to get traction is to start getting testimonials, okay? So if you offer a free trial to somebody in exchange for a testimonial, you'll have something to brag about. You'll have something to point to when you go to the next person. So let's just say you go to your Facebook today after this webinar. In the best case scenario, you do a live stream, and maybe you even build a little bot yourself, and you either show it live, or you build it first and you demo the bot live, or maybe you record a video if you're not comfortable with doing live streams. Maybe you just have a picture, maybe you just write a little paragraph. But the point is, you have somebody in your network, most likely, that can benefit from this, okay? So if you can just go out there and tell these people that you've been building bots, you're looking for a company that would like to have one for free, you can only offer it to 1 or 2, and all they have to give you is a testimonial, and do it for free. Now, there's different, I know Johnny likes to charge a small amount, and that works as well. It depends on what you can get away with, really. But in the worst case scenario, just do one for free. You'll learn and you'll get a testimonial. And then when you go on to the next person, you've got that case study. And that makes all the difference in the world. Wouldn't you agree, Johnny?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I actually see a question here that I would like to answer. So Joao is asking, most of my Facebook clients are for physical products, not sure how to use it to help them sell more. Very simple, Joao. Basically, imagine having all the people that are interested in your products as the bot subscribers. So what you can do is you can do a giveaway. You can get tons of subscribers on your bot that are interested in those type of products, and then you can start sending them messages straight to their messenger bot. That would be amazing for an e-com store to have all their clients on the messenger bot. So just with a couple of giveaways, I saw one guy that did a giveaway and got around 3,000 or 4,000 messenger bot subscribers in like
Wow.
one night.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So that's one example of how you can use it.
You know why I love this question? Because I still, here's the thing, right? Everything is up for grabs as far as the chatbots go. If you look into the web design world right now, there's a niche. There's like somebody who's niched every single thing, right? Oh, we make websites for the health and fitness industry. We make websites for this. In the chatbot world, everything is up for grabs. Nobody has really claimed the spot of we are the go-to people for celebrities. We are the go-to people for Facebook group owners. I haven't seen somebody claim the e-commerce space. And literally, you guys, like one of you guys should jump on that, because one of my friends runs an e-com shop too, and he implemented a chatbot, and he was saying in the first month, he attributed $7,000 worth of sales to his chatbot because he had it set up so it was what's it called? Cart abandonment retargeting. So somebody would add to cart, they wouldn't check out, but because of the way everything was set up, when they added it to cart, they also kind of subscribed to the bot, and it's fully legal, by the way. And because of that, he was able to retarget them inside of Messenger. And guess what? It doesn't cost anything. It's different from serving them a retargeting Facebook ad. You have to pay money for that. But to serve them a retargeting message inside of Messenger is totally free. He literally attributed $7,000 worth of sales in the first month. Dude, if you did that, let's say you had a 20% profit margin on that. So let's say he made $1,400 profit alone in the first month. And let's say you did that. You got a trial, you got somebody, for a free trial, you helped them set it up, you didn't even charge them anything for it, and they made $1,400 profit the first month. And then you go to the next one, you say, I want $4,500 for this. That's 3 months worth of profit. You're easily going to get that.
Actually, funny story. My friend is running Donald Trump fan page. And when Donald Trump had a birthday, what he did, he set up a bot, and basically he said, hey guys, let's wish the president happy birthday. So every time somebody wrote happy birthday, as it triggered the keyword, and it automatically got them send them a sequence, and they got into the sequence, and he had like 4,000 people overnight with that.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, a lot of ways if you're creative to use that for e-com stores or for anything, just absolutely anything.
Yeah. I thought you, for a second there, I thought you meant he literally managed Donald Trump's official Facebook. I'm like, damn, man, you're well connected.
No, not there yet.
So just a quick one. Johan asks, how should I come up with a sequence of what the bot should say? Will the client provide it for me? We're going to touch on that later on in this webinar. So we'll get on that. Look, Patty got 5 clients in one day when he started trying to offer people these testimonial sales, as we call them. He got 5 people to say yes. That's how easy this can be. You just, you can post it on your Facebook, and if nobody takes you up on it, just start direct messaging people that run a business and you could help them. So he got 5 people, which is pretty incredible. Some of you guys are saying I'm not very good at sales. Well, guess what? You've heard me say it many times over. I'm shitty at sales, and I've been able to build a great online business. And the fact that it's so early with the chatbots, you guys can do the exact same thing, even if you got kind of no clue what you're doing. That's the beauty about a lack of competition. You can suck and still get results. And if you're worried, by the way, what if you post this on Facebook and nobody comments? So what, man? Like, you're gonna feel rejected. You're going to cry. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the worst that can happen? Yeah, the worst thing that can happen is literally you post about it and nobody responds. So you leave it up for a few days, nobody responds. Hey, guess what? You delete the post and then you start direct messaging people and see if somebody wants it. It's pretty simple.
There you go.
One other thing I want to bring up is people say, I like people, not automated conversations. And I just want to touch on this because this is another objection that you get from people who are thinking about getting a bot or whatever. And I just want to reframe that because it's not about, there's a misconception that chatbots are about creating a fake conversation where you're trying to trick the user that you are a human being, but it's actually a robot. That's not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to guide people so that they can get the information that they came for, okay? Some people come for different information, and if you just spew out all the information at once to everybody, people are not gonna get the information they want and they need to make a purchase, and you're gonna lose out on that. So think of it, rather than a fake automated conversation, think of it as guiding the person or the lead or the user, guiding them to get the information that they came for. So, and another thing, by the way, 80% today, 80% of Facebook messages to businesses go unanswered on Facebook. Businesses are leaving so much money on the table, it's absolutely staggering. And this could actually help you with that. So I also want to touch on something from one of my favorite TV shows, Entourage, where Ari Gold, the agent, says to his movie star friend who's thinking about passing up on a movie that his agent is sure is gonna be a hit. He says, making a bad movie doesn't kill your career, it's passing on a hit that kills your career. So the reason why I'm saying that is you can be wrong 1,000 times in entrepreneurship, you only need to be right once. So no matter how many failures you might have had before, if all you're looking for is a certain lifestyle that allows you to travel or allows you to get out of debt or allows you to take care of your family, you only need to be right once, because once you find out one thing that works, you don't have to go do other things. You just improve on that thing that works. So how are you guys enjoying the webinar so far? I know there's a lot of talking here. I'm absolutely loving the engagement, by the way. There's a lot of comments coming in. You guys seem to be very excited. But I would love to hear, is it kind of a water hose? We're just spewing out information, is too much to handle? Or do you have more questions than answers? Or yeah, just let us know in the comments. Johnny, what are you feeling so far? I'm loving it.
Yeah, well, you know what, man? We've been doing it for a while now, and when we do a training like this, we really make sure that people can fully grasp the full picture, get excited about it, just as we are excited about this, because we're obsessed with bots.
Yeah.
And we could have done this training like 30 minutes, and but I really wanted you to share the full information that you have. And obviously it's not everything, but as much as we can in just a quick kind of hour and a half. And I think you're doing an amazing job. I think, just from seeing the engagement, the people are loving it and they fully grasp how big of an opportunity this is to change their life. So yeah.
Like you touched on, man, I could probably make this presentation like 3 times as long. We're trying to cover the basics here. Phil says, love it so far, keep it coming. So let's continue, right? Do you guys think this could work for you? What if you kind of followed what we've talked about here? What if you actually started reaching out to people, you got some testimonials, you build up a bit of a kind of case study situation where you had some proof to show what you could do, and then you started really going after it and trying and succeeding at getting people to pay you money for this. And the longer you stay in it, the more results you're going to get. How many of you guys think this could actually work for you? And I know the answer already because I've been seeing the excitement and all the questions coming in. So, also we got a bit of lag here, so I don't want to sit around waiting for all the answers to come in. But, we're really pumped about something that we want to share with you guys. So we do want your permission. We've got something that we can show you where we can kind of take you through the whole process of starting a successful chatbot business. So do you guys mind if we share that? Do you mind if we share some of the things that we've been working on behind the scenes, some of the things that we've been actually testing with students and having multiple success stories, even with the kind of bare bones basics of training and bare bones support. I've been pretty impressed with the type of results that we've seen from the people that that we've taught. What's your take on that, Johnny? I mean, you've seen some of the success stories and stuff.
Yeah, well, people are just killing it. And actually, I'm just reading the chat here, our live chat, and I see people are saying like, love it so far, keep it coming. I'm enjoying to learn. I'm looking to create my own bot. Yes, it's great. Thanks for all the tips. I'm sure this is going to work for me, Benjamin is saying. And even Mark is saying, someone needs to build out a pre-done bot sequence templates for niches. Mark, we're going to touch on that very, very soon.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. All right, so let's dig into it. In the past hour, would you guys agree that you've learned something useful? I mean, we've shared some really, really cool stuff, but if you really think about it, we can only really cover the basics. And I showed you guys how to build a bot, but if I really wanted to train you and teach you, I would have to go into some more details. I mean, you watched me do it, but I don't think you could just replicate what I did, because I would have to go into a bit more detail, right? Here's the thing. We've got a special offer that we will show you exactly what to do step by step. And I'm not talking about just building bots, but I'm also talking about how to start a chatbot agency. We cover both those things. And if you act fast, which is anyone who teaches anyone anything loves people who are action takers, because they get results. So if you act fast, we're going to give you a special deal today. So I can see the excitement here in the chat, and it's about to get a lot more exciting, I think, because I think you're really going to like what we've worked on. This is something that we call Messenger Bots for Businesses, and it's our flagship business in a box program where we teach you and give you a business in a box. We teach you, 1, how to build bots, and 2, how to get clients to deliver those bots to. So it's really exciting, and let's talk briefly about what's included in here. The MBFB, short for Messenger Bots for Businesses. I love that it's only a 4-week program, because it really illustrates how this is not some advanced, complicated thing. Like, all you really have to do, any successful business, you need to have something valuable to sell, right? And then you need to reach out to people and have them buy it, right? Ultimately, that's what it comes down to. Unfortunately, having something valuable to sell is harder than it sounds. Luckily for all of us, we've got it right here, right? Chatbots are super valuable. They're effective. They're saving people time. They're saving people money. So that's why this is an easy sell, So in the program, we teach you, number 1, how to create bots. And this is something that we're going to keep kind of building on, because I keep building new types of bots and I want to share it with the community. Like I'm building a quiz bot right now and I want to share that with everybody. So we teach you how to create bots. We teach you how to get clients, which is obviously a huge part of it. We teach you how to deliver to clients. If you get clients and you screw it up, not the best thing in the world. And then we teach you how to maximize profits. And this is a kind of module that comes from me running a successful business for 5 years, because just selling them a chatbot is only, you could do twice as well if you did some other things behind the scenes. So this is meant to be a business in a box, but a long-term solution. I don't want you guys to sell one $1,000 bot and give us a testimonial and then you stop working and we don't hear from you again. I want you guys to be able to start a real successful long-term business that can help you get the lifestyle that you're after. So let's talk about some case studies. This is actually not somebody who was in our course. This is a friend of mine who I built a bot for, and I just wanted to touch on, he says he's French too. Should I put on a French accent? Let's do it. A few days back, Robert helped me set up a bot for my business. And then I go down to the bottom. 1 hour ago came the first sale, paying back my investment in the bot. So I just wanted to illustrate this because, again, it comes back to, do you have something of value to sell? And here we've got somebody who paid me to build a bot for him, and a couple of days, and then he made his money back. And anything after that is just pure profit for him. So I wanted to put this in here, even though he's not a student per se, but he proves the point that we've got something exciting and effective to sell, and that really is awesome. And then we've got my man Eduardo. I was actually hanging out with Eduardo and his brother just about a week ago, 2 weeks ago in Las Vegas. I love this guy, man. Him and his brother, they came from Ecuador, I believe, and they went through this whole process. They moved to the States. They started a bunch of businesses, and they were super excited about the whole chatbot opportunity as well. So they bought into the course, and they just, they're hustlers, man. Like, that's what I love about them. They're the people that just take action. That's why we've got 3 testimonials from one person after like a few weeks. So first, a $597 bot. On the right side, a $350 bot. And then a $3,000 bot. And by the way, this ties into what I touched on earlier. You can sell a $350 bot and you can sell a $3,000 bot. It depends if you're looking at these kind of quick ones where it's 15 minutes, 1 hour's work, and then it's done, or you're selling these kind of, you're helping in a more long-term basis where you're tweaking the bot and you're helping them with traffic and all that sort of stuff. But this is like a couple of weeks into messenger bots for businesses, and Eduardo and his brother are already just smashing it. And we just love those types of people, right? That just take action. Like, those are the most fun people.
Nothing like action takers in our group. And guys, at the end of the day, who succeeds, right? Those type of people with this type of mentality, just they don't care too much. They go, they get, they get a program and they just execute on it, and they get results. Like, that's what I did. That's what Robert did. And there's no magic here. Exactly, man.
And you touched on it right there. There's no magic. Like, all you need is, again, something valuable to share, which again might be hard to find these days, but we've got it, right? You've learned about it, you know about it. And then we just need to reach out to people. And we get better at that, and we get better at converting people as we go. But ultimately, like, that's the formula. And that we kind of teach a process of how to do that effectively. And, it doesn't matter if you fail. Like, I've sent thousands of emails and never got a response. It's about the people that actually say yes. And
there you go.
They help us get to where we want to be. So let's keep them coming. Federico, hey guys, just sold my first bot. And this was kind of a testimonial bot that he charged a couple of $100s for. So just wanted to show you guys another one of those success stories that we like. And then I posted, who here sold a bot? Tell us more in the comments. And we got Johan and Joshua. Both these guys are killing it. Johan has sold, clients include a government organization and a huge bank, which again goes to prove to you guys, it's still up for grabs. Like, somebody's going to be the go-to bank bot company. Somebody's going to be the go-to government organization bot creation company. It's all up for grabs. It's super awesome. And then Joshua, I think, focuses more on kind of small businesses. He's in a $500 to $1,300 price range, plus a $200 monthly management fee. So a lot of really exciting stuff. And Johnny, why don't you kind of shortly tell us about your wife, because she, as far as I understood, never really grew up with a computer, and now she's learned all about chatbots, and she's actually making money doing it too, and she didn't even have a laptop.
Yeah, guys. So you gotta hear about this story. So basically, I was very fortunate to have the success I have, and it wasn't always like this. Like, not long ago, I was still like struggling, but I found some success, and basically, it helped me quit my 9-to-5 job, and help my wife quit her 9-to-5 job as well. And we had a different problem now because I was busy with all the courses that I run, my community, but my wife had nothing to do. She was so bored. We didn't know what to do with her. And that's when I kind of started hearing about messenger bots. So I said, okay, Tracy, what you need to do right now is let's buy you a messenger bot course, learn everything you know about messenger bots, because I feel like that's the future. So just go and learn it. Yeah. And she did. She just started learning it by itself. So my wife never had a computer, so we bought her a computer, especially so she can start doing these things, start learning this course. First computer ever at the age of 30 plus, right? So pretty crazy. So she knows nothing, but she went and learned it. She learned the full course, and we had a client that asked me about messenger bots, and I'm like, Tracy, did you learn enough to actually do client work? She's like, yeah, I know, like she has the knowledge. That's what she said. I had no idea what she knows because I didn't know anything.
Right.
She built a bot for this gym client that we have, And what happened is he messaged me like after a week of the bot running, and he said, "Hey man, I would like 2 more bots for my other locations. Plus, I have a couple of friends that need bots as well. I showed them and they want 1 more." So I'm like, "Tracy, well, you made more money than me this week." Amazing. And she builds the bots now in our agency.
Awesome.
And it's our biggest sell right now. It's like it's getting to the place where it's easier to sell than the Facebook ads.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go.
That's awesome, man. Good for her as
If
well.
you think you need to be crazy, skillful, and knowledgeable, no, you just need a good guide and you're good to go.
Yes, sir. That's super awesome.
Yep.
Good for her, man. Let's talk about, so who's this for? Well, basically the way we see it is there's business owners, some of you guys are here, right? And you just want to utilize and profit from bots in your own business. So we're going to teach you that aspect. And then there's also, anyone who wants to either start an online business or that have an online business and they want to add kind of an additional offer to what they already have. For example, people who run a Facebook ads agency. There's a lot of people selling digital services, and adding a chatbot component to that is great. I mean, you could literally sell 1 bot and you'd make, $1,500 if you get a good client. You are literally 1 offer away from reaching your dreams, from getting, we talked about reverse engineering, whatever it is that you're after. Again, if you get that 1 offer that's working and it's effective and clients are buying it and giving you testimonials, you just keep improving on that, and you're literally 1 offer away from getting all of those things. So freedom, I think for most of us is kind of the thing that we're after. I don't know why it's so attractive. It's just about being able to wake up, right, and having the opportunity to do whatever you want. I think that's
it is, man.
The best thing in the world. And now I kind of take it for granted, which is like a bad thing. I need to get better at some gratitude, dude. Like, think about it. We both used to have corporate jobs, and you'd wake up, or you didn't have a corporate job, but you had a job that you pretty much hated it, right?
Oh, yeah, very much.
Yeah. So, I mean, I never think about it anymore, but do you remember just waking up on like a Monday morning being like, oh God.
I know it happened. I just don't remember how it feels. But just from, I do remember that I really didn't like it. So that's enough for me to never want to go back there ever again.
I hated it, man. So it's interesting. I definitely need to have some more gratitude towards that. So look, with this program, we had 2 options, basically. We could go as cheap as possible. We could try to sell as many as possible. And again, kind of what we talked about earlier, we could make it this kind of a set it and forget it thing where we created a program and then just like didn't talk to anybody, just gave you the program and you were, on your own. So we could have done that, but that really wouldn't incentivize us to kind of stack the value and to really offer as much help as we could. Our second option requires a bit of a kind of higher investment, but in exchange, we can continuously evolve the program. This is so new that there are new things being added all the time. If this was kind of a set it and forget it program, we wouldn't really be able to have the resources to take our time out of our day to keep up with all of the things that are happening with these chatbots and offer kind of continuous coaching and things of that nature. So in exchange for being able, in exchange for a slightly higher investment, we can devote a lot more resources, a lot more of our time, and just being able to guarantee your success by doing so. So I'm sure you guys can agree that if you're trying to learn something and do something seriously, you definitely want that full solution and not the set it and forget it thing where you're still really on your own. You got some information, but you're still really like on your own. So Johnny, before we touch on prices and everything, you run a very successful other program, which is about cold emailing. It's one of the ways that you can always get new clients, no matter what the open rates are. It's still effective. Tell us more about this bonus that we're including for free in our program.
Yeah, the fact that we're including this for free in our program is pretty crazy.
It wasn't the plan from the beginning, but we were like, we got to include it, man.
Well, I just thought how we can make this as simple as possible for everyone. And that was the solution. So basically, I don't know if you guys know my story, but I moved to Canada. It was 3 years ago. And when I started my agency, I didn't know anyone, new country. And I started learning how to run Facebook ads for clients, but I didn't know anyone, like any clients. So I had to come up with a solution on how to get clients. And I developed this cold email system, and this system is so easy to use. I got 10 paid clients within my first month. Now, after people, I know it's absolutely insane. Now, after people, that's by the way how I kind of got started big. After people heard about this, I had people started asking me if I sell this system, which I didn't originally want to because I was doing so well. But I'm like, okay, how much are you willing to offer? And I got some prices. What ended up happening is I got 100 people buying the program within the first month.
Wow.
Holy Moses. And I was wondering what the results are going to be, if it's working just for me, but no. Like, people start getting clients so easily that, getting clients is one of the hardest things. Like, if you're an agency owner, that. But we made this easy. Like, people were getting just, crazy amounts of clients. I had one guy who got 150 trial clients with this system within like less than 2 months. Obviously, couldn't talk with all of them, but
of course, but
that's the amount of people who were interested. So this system is the ultimate system to get clients. This will make it easy for you guys.
Oh, and you know what else you didn't touch on just now, man, is, and I just remembered something. Before you and I really knew each other, before we started talking, I remember seeing you around on Facebook, and you were kind of bragging about how you were getting clients without spending any money on advertising. And I remember thinking,
I still brag about that.
Yeah. And I remember thinking, like, literally, I haven't told you this before, but I remember thinking, like, I was thinking, dude, that's not something to brag about. You should be bragging, it would be more impressive if you could get, turn a profit with advertising. So, and I think maybe like a couple of years ago, that was true. And to be honest with you guys, I gave a speech a couple of years ago where it was about paid traffic. And I opened the speech saying, guys, fuck free traffic. And I literally had the whole crowd like yell out like, fuck free traffic. But here's the thing, what I'm getting at with this. Traffic is getting increasingly more expensive, and it's the people that can actually generate sales and customers for free. Those are the people that are going to win now. Those are the people that have a leg up. And so, I mean, you were totally ahead of the curve on that, Johnny, but I literally forgot about this, and I haven't told you before. So I just think it's funny that this is actually one of the best skill sets to have going forward into the next couple of years, being able to get clients without spending money. And you're the master at that. So big props, man.
The good thing is this system comes with all my templates that are already working. So made it as brainless as possible.
Yeah, again, just being able to generate clients without spending money, huge asset. So we had to throw that in there. The second, lifetime access. This is the second bonus we want to throw in there. Again, we realize how new this topic is, and it's changing all the time. Like, they keep adding live chats and they keep adding new features, and this thing is going to keep evolving a lot, and it would be idiotic of us not to offer you guys lifetime access, not just because we want to keep up, but we also want to reward those people who get in with us. And so when the prices go up in the future, you're in it, you get all the updates, you don't have to pay anything extra. So yeah, that's something else we're going to throw in. And let's just summarize, and we'll get you guys started in just a few seconds. So the Messenger Bots for Businesses program is valued at $6,192. You get the building bots to getting clients, delivering to clients, maximizing profits. You get Johnny's cold email course valued at $997, and you get lifetime access valued at $997. Total value at $8,000, $186. If all this did was it taught you a skill set that's growing in demand like crazy, would it be worth it? What if all this did was it gave you a proven process for acquiring new clients? We just touched on that, regardless of what you sell. Would that be worth it? And by the way, people have been telling us before, literally, like, if you just gave them that would be worth it. What if this gave you the freedom to travel and work from wherever you want? Would it be worth it? I think these are kind of no-brainer questions, right? So look, even if this was $5,000 and you learned this highly demanded skill set and how to get new clients, you could see why that would be a good deal at even $5,000. But for the next few days, because you guys have stayed with us here today, you've paid attention, we do really appreciate it. We're going to offer you guys a bit of a special, and it's only on for the next couple of days. And what you can do is, we've got two packages. We've got the Essential package, which covers everything that we've just touched on. And we've got the Achievers Club, which is actually just the same thing, but it includes coaching, okay? So the Essential package is $997. You get the Messenger Bots for Businesses program, you get Johnny's cold email, you get lifetime access. And in the Achievers Club, you get the same thing, but you also get some extras. You actually get a one-on-one call with both myself and Johnny. You also get access to group calls, and you also get some priority support. So you can actually get started with us today. You can go to johnnywest.net/enter. We're going to email you guys the link as well, but you might as well type it in right now if you're ready. And that's what we got. But we do have one more thing that we want to throw in, and this ties into one of the questions actually that came earlier, which was the templates, right? Somebody was asking about, what if there was a template bot for every niche? Well, we thought about that too, and we realized that here we are teaching people to start their chatbot agencies. There's going to be a lot of overlap, a lot of, there's going to be a guy in California and a guy in Arizona and a girl in Boston who both have real estate clients. Why create 3 real estate bots when there could be one template and all you do is kind of customize it and make it work for your client? So we're going over time to be building up a bit of a library where if you're part of our group and you get a new client, the first thing you're going to do is go check out the library. Is there already a bot made like this, and that can save you hours of time? So this is kind of a work in progress, but that's something that you're going to get included in this program. And again, it's johnnywest.net/enter, and you can join us, and you'll get access to that template library as well as we grow it over time, whether it's a restaurant or a marketer or a hotel or a cafe or spa or gym or whatever it is. Yeah. Did you want to say something, Johnny?
Yeah, I want to say also that you guys are getting access to our group, to our secret Facebook group, where we basically share all of the latest updates and walkthroughs and videos with you guys, and secrets, obviously. And you guys are having, a community with other like-minded people like you that want to create, crazy agencies. And some of them are already creating agencies. So you can link up with other, bot builders, learn from them, acquire new friends, and have people, that sharing the same passion with you guys. And we already have a pretty big group. It's growing every day. So you would be part of that as well.
Yeah. Totally. And one of the things that people have talked to me about is, they're like, oh, can I just figure it out on my own? It's like, yeah, sure you can. It's just going to take you a lot of money. Like you're going to waste a lot of money, and you're going to waste a lot of your time. I'm very tech savvy. Okay. It took me 2 days alone, like straight up doing nothing else. It took me 2 whole days of literally just sitting at the computer trying to learn how to build a chatbot. And when I explain it to somebody, they'll be able to do it in literally like 5-10 minutes. So it was all about just being able to explain things to people in a way that they understand. So because it's definitely a bit different than some of the things that I've worked with in the past, like for email, for example. So, you could spend 2 days minimum just to learn the technology, or you could just get a business in a box where we literally give you step-by-step instruction. And we try to provide you, we thought about how could we make this as easy for you as possible? Because the easier it is for you, the better results that you have, the better it is for us. We touched on the testimonials thing before, like the more people love our stuff, the more people are going to want to buy from us. So it's in our best interest to make this as easy as possible for you guys. So yeah, we're going to try to offer as much of a business in a box solution as we possibly can. So it's really going to save you time. It's really going to save you money. And I don't know about you, but I value my time more and more for every year that passes. So I want to touch on one more thing. And by the way, guys, you can literally jump on. There's nothing major coming more in this presentation. So if you're ready to get on with it, just go join us right now. And I am going to just keep talking about some of the cool things that I want to share with you. How big is the market? Did you know there's 65 million business pages last time I checked? And I'll put some emphasis on the last time I checked part, because the time before I checked, it was 50 million pages. So the amount of pages on Facebook is growing tremendously. And by the way, bots are connected to business pages. Or just pages. It doesn't have to be a business page, but Facebook pages are the ones that you connect bots to. So you got 65 million people, and I put a little dot here inside of the market. And what if that was you? You know, let's just say that you were amazing. You were the most amazing salesperson ever, and you managed to get 1% of that market. You would have 650,000 clients. If you got 10% of 1%, you would have 65,000 clients. If you had 1% of 1%, you'd have 6,500 clients. And literally, if you have 1% of 1% of 1% of all the business pages, you'd have 65 clients for your chatbot. And I think that is totally, totally realistic and doable. And I mean, what would that mean for you and for your goals? If you had 65 clients who paid you either set it and forget it type of bots, or you had, you built up a kind of nice system where they paid you every month and you had a recurring income, I mean, that would be absolutely amazing. So this little dot right here in the market size could be 65 clients, and that could be pretty huge. So yeah. Assets versus liabilities. This is huge, We spend most of our time and most of our money on things that don't really give a return. If I go buy a TV, I'm spending money on the TV, and then you could make the case that I'm wasting time watching that TV. It's a liability. It's something I spend money on. It doesn't make me any money back. Most of our purchases throughout our lives are liabilities. You buy a car, sure, it brings you value in that it brings you from A to B, but it doesn't make you more money. And what you're getting today is an opportunity to buy an asset. And think about it. When was the last time you bought something that was actually going to make you more money and save you more time? And I think that's really important, because I find that the most successful people I know, they spend more time and more money trying, they spend more time on activities that's going to save them more time, and they spend more money on things that are going to make them more money. Those are that's what the most successful people do. And again, most of us, myself included, we spend most of our things, our money and our time on liabilities, but here's an opportunity today to buy an asset. And again, what you're gonna get is the Messenger Bots for Businesses program. We're gonna teach you to build bots. We're gonna teach you how to get clients, how to deliver to those clients, maximizing your profit. You're getting Johnny's cold email, you're getting lifetime access, you're getting the done-for-you bot template library as we build it up over time. Total value of $9,183. You can literally get that for just $997 today. So the Essential program is $997. The Achievers Club is going to go away in the future. We're only offering that for a short period of time. And so the Achievers Club is available at $1997. You can join us at johnnywest.net/enter. And of course, guys, we do have a 30-day guarantee. Sign up today, check it out, implement, please implement. Don't just buy it and refund 2 days later. But if you don't like it and you're really not getting the results, then we'll give you your money back. But we do want you to join us and implement or really change your life and go after that thing that you really want.
There you go, guys.
There you go. So now you got two choices, Don't do anything, continue as before. You could get your magic crystal ball and kind of pray for magic to happen. Or you can make an investment today. You can buy an asset and think about all the value that you're going to get in return. You're also going to get, the expertise of myself and Johnny, who's been at this for years. You can skip all the mistakes that we've done. So yeah, just give it a shot. Be like this squirrel, take the leap. And again, if it works, great. And if not, the worst case scenario, you ask for your money back and you'll get it. So if you got 1 or 2 clients out of this, or you learned an effective in-demand skill set that's growing continuously, how long would it really take you to recoup your investment? This is how I make all my decisions. When I'm buying stuff, I think about it in what needs to happen in order for me to make my money back. In this case, we're talking about 1 or 2 clients and you've got your money back. You get 1 or 2 clients, you made your money back from the investment, and now you've got access to the whole program. You've got access to us. You've got access to our whole community of people that are sharing results and learning and teaching, and you get all of that, and you've made your money back after 1 or 2 clients. If you're, if you get a bit lucky like Eduardo and get a $3,000 sale, well, you've got your money back and some money to put in your pocket.
There you go.
So, other opportunities, they can take years to recoup your investment. With this, you literally get your money back with 1 to 2 sales. Just quickly, I've got a friend, his name is Rodrigo, and he's a friend, but he was paying me for coaching because one of the things that I'm good at is automating businesses. And Rodrigo wanted to automate his business. I would coach him. We'd get on the phone once a week. And he's one of those people who, like, we couldn't hang up the phone before I heard him typing in the background and he was implementing the things that we were discussing on the call. I love that. I love those kinds of people. And then to contrast that, there's another guy. He's not on the webinar or anything, but I'm not going to say his name. He came to me and was like, hey, man, I sell this thing and I've seen you out there. I love what you do. And I can tell you know your stuff. How would you sell this thing? And I actually took the time out of my day. I kind of built, a bit of a bullet point plan, and I sent it to him. And then he was like, oh, okay, cool. I'll think about it. And it kind of pissed me off. Like, I just told you exactly what you got to do, and you're going to think about it. It's just a sign of somebody who's not willing to put in the work to just get the result. People can dream, but without action, you're not really going to get the thing that you want. So my point here is, like, be a Rodrigo, be the guy who's already, like, watching this webinar and already out there, like, joining a course or trying to get their first kind of testimonial client. Those are the people that get the result. So be a Rodrigo. All right, why don't we show you guys what to do next? So let me pull that up real quick, just in case you haven't seen it. So let me copy this and I'll pull up the link. And I just want to show you what's going to happen. So here's our page. And yeah, so for the next couple of days, you can get in for this really good price. And by the way, guys, we do have a payment plan. So you can actually get in if you're short on cash right now. We empathize with that. Did I say that wrong? Empathize with that. And and yeah, we do have a payment plan, so you can actually join us, and all the same rules apply. So all you got to do is, you put your full name in, your email, your phone number, you add your credit card, your CVC code or CVV, whatever it's called, and you just click complete order. And on the next page, you're actually going to get access right away. So you'll be able to log into the dashboard, and I'm going to show you that as well, actually, in just a second. And you'll also be able to get access to our community. So yeah, it's pretty simple. Pretty simple. All right, what's next? We're almost done, by the way. But just finally, before we sign off, there's a couple of things. If you didn't sign up immediately, the first reason is probably you can't afford it right now. And again, we empathize with that. That's why we've got the payment plan. It'll allow you to get in, just really hustle your face off and get some sales, and you'll be able to pay for the rest. Plus, you'll have some profit in your pocket. But really, we don't want you to be afraid of failing. We don't want you to miss out on this because you're afraid of failing. That's not a legitimate excuse, because that will not, being crippled by fear and not doing anything is really the best recipe that I know for not really ever accomplishing anything. And the second reason is, I hear this a lot, is people really believe in this. They love what, all the things that we're teaching and stuff, and they're saying, oh, it's not the right timing. I've got to do this right now. And, partly I understand that. But to those people, I would like to say that your best option is to get in with us now. You could even start with the payment plan. You don't have to take action on it right away. Of course, I think those are the people that get the best results. But if you really actually have other things to do right now, but you do believe in this, join us. The course is not going anywhere. The material is going to be there. The community is just going to keep growing. So I just wanted to touch on that, because I've been hearing a lot of people saying they're totally into it. It's just not the right time. I'm saying get in anyway, and just, get on it whenever you have the time. At least that way you'll be in, and you're not going to miss out on the price that we're offering now, because when the price goes up in the future, you're going to be like, oh crap, I probably should have gotten in earlier. So again, johnnywest.net/enter. And finally, guys, remember, I was terrible at sales. what I did was I paid $2,000 to join an online course. I found a value-giving business, and this again is really hard for some people. And we've got some value here to give to your clients and to our clients with little competition. And I automated a $200,000+ a year business to the point where it only needs 1 hour per week of my attention. So you can achieve this too. This picture is of me sitting in a hostel, just doing some work on the floor in the early days. Cool. So why don't I kind of show you the inside here? When we started this thing, we did a beta test. And now we've kind of doubled down on everything. Let me try to pull up, because I've got it here somewhere. I think it's here. Yes, it is. So let me show you. This is what it looks like when you enter our course. So week 1, it's about building bots, and this is something that we're definitely continuously updating. This kind of section specifically is growing a lot. We've got how to sell bots, maximizing your profits, bonuses. We've got the group calls, and then we've got some secret stuff here for the Achievers Club only. And then we've got Johnny's cold email course. This is where you learn how to get clients without spending any of your money. So pretty cool stuff here. We kind of do these videos. Some are longer, some are shorter. They're very, very practical. And if you ever got any questions, you just go to our student group and you get in there, and yeah, we'll help out as best we can. So pretty good to see. And yeah, we're almost there. For those of you guys that are ready. Oh, how about the website to attract clients? Absolutely, it's coming very, very shortly. It's on the next slide, actually. But guys, say goodbye, not to us, but say goodbye to endlessly trying to convince people to buy your stuff. Say goodbye to not really having something super valuable to offer that everyone else also has. You're gonna have something that's a bit unique here because the competition is very, very minimal right now. And I was talking to a friend just the other day who did $150,000 in sales last month, and what we agreed on is like the majority of your ability to sell something really comes down to your offer. If you've got something that's really valuable, you can really suck at it and you're still going to have results. So, we've got something super valuable here, and yeah, it doesn't matter if you suck at it. Say goodbye to trying to jam it down people's throats, and yeah, go get it. Say goodbye to that stuff. Look, guys, as I mentioned to you, here's the Chatbot agency website. You're going to have to copy this. We are going to send you an email with this link as well. But you can copy this link right here. You have to actually use the capitals and the way that it's set up. And the way it works is we can't give you like a WordPress website. We had to give it to you in ClickFunnels, which is what we use. And I just feel the need to tell you guys that we didn't do it because of the affiliate commission. But if you guys end up becoming paying customers of ClickFunnels, we do get a commission on that. But all you got to do is, if you don't want to pay for it, you can just take this link, get access to the page, and then you could rebuild it in WordPress or something like that. But at least you'll have the layout. Some people were complaining about that. And look, we're not here to like dupe anyone. We're not here to trick anyone. We just, we can't deliver you a WordPress site. I wouldn't even know how to do that. So this was built in WordPress. This was built in ClickFunnels, and that's why we deliver it in ClickFunnels. So yeah, you can copy this link right now, but don't worry. Worst case, you've got an email in your inbox with the link to that anyway. So finally, guys, to summarize one last time, you get the Messenger Bots for Businesses program, building bots, getting clients, delivering to clients, maximizing profits, cold email, getting clients without spending money, lifetime access, done for you bot template library, total value $9,183. And when the timer runs out, this opportunity is gone. This is, you can go after your dream. I know you guys didn't sit through this webinar to only learn about how to drag and drop this chatbot thing from there. You want something more. You probably want the ability to just travel indefinitely, or get out of debt, or take care of your family, like do what Johnny did, where he was able to retire his wife so she doesn't have to work and he doesn't have to either. And this is an opportunity to go after that. So that's it, guys. Any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat right now. We're not going to stay on for too much longer. I'm sure everyone is getting a little tired, but you can email us if you do have some last minute questions. mbfbprogram@gmail.com. And Johnny, while we kind of wait for some of the questions to come in, you have anything to add, or is there any questions on your end that you felt were unanswered, or yeah?
No, I was just looking here. I see 2 people already got in on the opportunity, so I'm very excited about that. I'll see you guys in the group, and
Awesome.
just awesome. Being a part of this massive thing that is chatbots right now, and I'm always waiting for opportunities like this, and just having the opportunity to share with the guys here today. The knowledge was very, very fun. Thank you guys for staying all this time. Super excited about that. And yeah, guys, feel free to ask us any questions that you have or don't have, even if you're not a student of ours. Maybe eventually you'll realize how big of an opportunity this is, and you'll take the leap of faith, which, like, you guys, you should do it right now. There's no better time than right now.
Well, and I know obviously we say that because we do want people to join, but it's actually really true. I mean, anytime you're talking about something that's new where the competition is not there, the sooner you join, the better results you're going to have. And it's the same with like actually using chatbots. The open rates and the click-through rates are really good right now. But if you wait 1 year to install it, you're not going to have those same results. So it's not just something we're saying to actually get people to join. Obviously that is what we want. But it also happens to be the truth that the results are better the sooner you get in. And yeah, we've got a question from Andrew here about the chatbot pricing structure. So we kind of touched on this earlier. There's kind of 2 ways you could do it. Either you go for this kind of set it and forget it type of bots, and I've sold those from anywhere between $300 to $600, and you could go up to $1,000 for those simpler ones. And the other ones, if you're talking, you get a local business client where you're helping them actually, and you're actually bringing, let's say you take the spa, for example, you're actually getting people to show up to their spa and, buying a massage or whatever and becoming a recurringly paying client. I don't know if that's the way to phrase that, but you know what I'm saying? If you're doing that, that's worth a hell of a lot more than $500, So on that note, you could charge, $500, $1,000 for the bot itself, but then you're also helping those people kind of maybe with Facebook ads, or if you have other ways of getting traffic. I mean, you're charging $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 a month on top of that. So it really depends. Again, we touched on this before. What kind of person are you as far as what type of projects do you prefer? And yeah, I guess that's kind of the main thing. What type of pricing structure do you want to work with? Because yeah, like I said, just because one is a higher price doesn't mean that's automatically the thing that you should be going for. Somebody like myself likes these like set it and forget it projects. So yeah, cool. I don't really have much to add. And obviously I've shared a lot here, but we've got a lot more to share inside of the program. So welcome to those of you who joined, and we are super excited to dig into everything. And Johnny, any final parting words on your end, or?
Just see you inside, guys.
See you inside. Love it. All righty. Cool. Well, big thanks for joining us today. And we're going to call it quits here. Hope everybody has a really good day. Talk to you soon.
All right.